everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Average Joe Sports, a sports lovers podcast. Thank you for taking the time to listen to the pod today. If you could, please make sure to hit the like button. It helps the channel out a ton and also allows me to continue making more content just like this. So without further ado, let's get right into it. In this episode, we're continuing our NFL record predictions, this time with the AFC West. And in first place, it should come to no surprise that it's the Kansas City Chiefs, with a record of 16-1 and 5-1 within the division. 5 new starters on the offensive line. From left to right, we have Brown, Thuney, Humphries, Trey Smith, and Niang. Now, of course, we got Brown in that trade with the Ravens for our first round pick in the draft this year. Then we pay huge money to Joe Thuney, highest paid guard in the league. And of course, we draft Creed Humphries out of Oklahoma, left-handed snapper. If this works out, guys, steal of the draft possibly. Trey Smith, 6th round pick at the right guard. And at right tackle, we have Lucas Niang. Now, we drafted him last year, but he was a COVID opt-out. Imagine what Mahomes can do when he actually has some fucking time to throw to people, guys. If he has 5, 6, maybe even an occasional 7 seconds, just imagine people trying to cover Tyreek for that much time. Travis Kelce, patrolling the middle of the field. Now, a potential problem, which could be who is the third option for the Chiefs. It's a huge question mark. Demarcus Robinson, been here for a long time, has never looked great. Mecole Hardman, everyone knows that we drafted him as quote-unquote Tyreek insurance. Hasn't really emerged as a breakout receiver for us in his first couple of years. Now this is to prove it to us here, you know? We need him to step up. Be great if he could actually run more than 2 or 3 routes. Be great if Patrick can trust him to break when he needs to break, knows when he's going to loft it, know when he's going to bullet it, and when he does bullet it into your hands, kind of has a little bit of a tough time catching him. Now, I'm not here to shit on fucking Mecole Hardman. I like Mecole Hardman. He brings a level to his team that other people can't have. Now, could I be wrong? Could Jalen Waddle possibly become a Mecole Hardman? Yeah, he could. But we need more from Mecole. We'll see if he continues to return punts. Interesting to think about with that new vamped offensive line. And also, can this be another MVP Mahomes type year? And I think you know how I'm feeling on that one. Moving on, we have the Los Angeles Chargers with a record of 10-7 and 4-2 within the division. How will Herbert look in year 2? Does he take a sophomore slump? I'm not sure he's going to slump. He looked great last year. I'm not saying I'm a Herbert hater. I'm just need some more time to fully have my opinion on him, you know? Obviously, with what he did last year, he has possibilities of becoming great. But I still need to see it for at least one more year before I can totally make that assumption. New coach with Staley coming over. Now he's more known as a defensive guy. Let's see how the new offense looks, though. None of the starters really played for the Chargers in the preseason. I mean, Justin Herbert didn't play. Eckler didn't play. Pretty much everyone didn't play for the Chargers. They also dedicated a lot of their draft to the offensive line. How much time will it take them to fully become one unit and defend Justin Herbert? Can this team compete for a wild card? Possibly. Moving on, we have the Denver Broncos with a record of 5-12 and 2-4 within the division. Teddy Bridgewater, new starter in Denver. Drew Lock officially the backup. Man, I have to admit, I just have to say that I was never a fan of Drew Lock, and now the people of Denver finally agree with me, seen as rooting for a certain player's downfall. But we all have opinions, and whenever you do say that you don't like a certain quarterback, and then everyone retaliates and is just like, oh, no, Drew Lock is definitely going to be a fucking starter. And then you become right, you know? You got to flex your muscles a little bit. And I don't like Drew Lock, and I can flex. This looks nice. Defense looks real nice. I'm expecting a top 10 defense. You have to. I mean, you want a top 10 defense, but then your record isn't going to reflect it. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, can he maybe possibly get you a couple more wins? Can you be a 7-10? Possibly. But it's still not going to get you a sniff of the playoffs. Chubb finally back healthy. Von Miller, obviously on opposite sides, going to be rushing all types of quarterbacks. And everyone knows about their secondary and how it could possibly be the best secondary in the NFL. The real question is, how far can Teddy Bridgewater take this team? Got a lot of people on offense. Got Cortland Sutton coming back from injury. Noah Fant, obviously. KJ Hamler. Still have Melvin Gordon at running back. And a rookie that his name's escaping me right now, but I've heard a lot of good things for him. In preseason, at least. Let's see where the year takes the Broncos. And finally, in last place, I have the Las Vegas Raiders with a record of 2-15 and 1-5 within the division. Another year with Gruden as the head coach and Derek Carr as the quarterback. I'm not quite sure how long the team can keep this duo as one and really think that they're going to fucking succeed. Now, I don't know if a prediction of 2-15 is realistic for the Raiders. You know, they're always going to be like, oh, win a game, maybe they shouldn't. But when I went game for game against the opponents, the other team just always seemed to come out on top. Defense still looks meh to me. I'm never going to let go of the fact that they drafted Farrell, number 4 overall. The only person that I kind of like on the Raiders is Max Crosby, and this man's is just because, like, I like his story and whatnot. The Raiders just don't excite me, guys. The only thing that I'm really looking forward to, like, seeing is whether or not Henry Ruggs can emerge in year 2. But it could possibly be just another Raiders draft pick bust. And just to review the AFC West NFL record predictions, we have the Kansas City Chiefs with a record of 16-1 and 5-1 within the division. In second place, we have the Chargers with a record of 10-7 and 4-2 within the division. In third place, we have the Denver Broncos with a record of 5-12 and 2-4 within the division. And in last place, we have the Las Vegas Raiders with a record of 2-15 and 1-5 within the division. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Average Joe Sports, a sports lovers podcast. If you could, please take a second to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back with another episode